Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Gemini. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember that the most important part, Gemini, of any tarot reading is you. There is a Two of Swords. Interesting. There might be an important decision coming in your life. There might be the need to consider what path you're on, right? If there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay, finishing up Path of the Serpent here. Yeah, I feel like this might really be a big change for you. I think this might be, kind of some life-altering energy. Okay, we're going to do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith. And we're just going to randomly select a random card and put the frog right on top. Okay. And we're not going to look at that until the end. And hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. All right. So we've got two majors. We've got some air, water. Like it's just air and water, really, mostly. Even this Death card, water energy, some Scorpio energy. So air and water, okay? At least we have the balance of the active and the passive, right? The kind of dynamic and the magnetic energies. We start with this Two of Swords. So it is something, it is kind of a crossroads that you're at. And I think that you might be having a little bit of difficulty making a decision. I think that there is perhaps a couple of paths before you. Maybe it's the water path and the air path, right? Maybe we have to kind of decide between this Prince of Swords and this Ace of Cups. You know, maybe this is on one side of us and the Ace of Cups is on the other. I know what I would pick. You know, the Ace of Cups kind of looks like my teacup there. I feel like you're at this crossroads, and I feel as if there is just some different forces at play here that are inhibiting your decision-making process. See, it's inhibiting my ability to talk. You're usually a very decisive person. You usually, I think, can be very forceful with your words. You don't mince your words, right? You can be blunt. You can tell people the way it is. You can make a decision, and if people don't like it, oh well, sorry. Sorry, not sorry is kind of the general vibe, right? And that's kind of what we see at the end with this, dun dun dun, the Nine of Swords. I usually don't like that card. Usually I say, God, that's ouch. That's a difficult card to read, you know. It's difficult because whenever I see it, the energy that I get is kind of a painful energy. And I feel like it's kind of us like torturing ourselves mentally, right? But in this case, I have a really empowered feeling with that card. Very empowering. It's like the breaking of this indecision. It's like the breakthrough that we need to get ourselves moving in the right direction at this crossroads. And what we're moving toward is the Ace of Cups: beauty, joy, love, success, pleasure, abundance, satisfaction, the fulfillment of your goals, your desires, as long as your desires are what they should be, let's say, all right? And what I mean is by that is we've got these two major arcana cards. We've got the World and we've got the Death card. So, Mel, maybe we'll take the World first. The world is what's crossing your decision right now. So is this kind of like, where are you going in the world? What is your direction in the world? This is telling me that there's a delay in this decision-making process. That something is inhibiting your ability to decide, right? To go forward to the Ace of Cups. Seems like an easy decision, right? Should be. But because of other factors, it's not. It's not. And so the universe or the world here is saying a few things to us. One, it's saying that, okay, yes, the question is, where are we going in the world? This decision or the answer to this question is being delayed. But also this card is saying, look, you have infinite possibilities. You have an entire universe in front of you. An entire world is open to you. So what is preventing you from moving toward your greatest good, your greatest, highest destiny and love? Right? Because this is out here, but you're staying back here. I think has to do with this, maybe an air sign person. Maybe not an air sign person, could just be a person that you have this attachment to because of this air energy, this relationship, right? Maybe there's some attachment there. This kind of sounding like the last reading that we did for you, isn't it? A little bit. I can't remember. My memory in my old age, my memory is starting to fade. I feel like you're trying to carve out your slice of life, right? Carve out your nice little section of the universe. You're trying to really kind of, you're mining for this beauty and joy and love, right? This is what we really want. We want to work toward that. We want to travel. We want to struggle. We want to explore in order to get here, the Ace. So we need to discover what's preventing our choice here, okay? And this is a choice that, again, Death card. This is a choice that really affects the rest of your life. This card is about letting go. This card is about the wonderful rebirth and joy and beauty and love and life that grows out of the ending of something else. Okay? Death isn't something to be feared, right? Things are dying all around us, and things are being born and growing all around us at every moment. We live in a constant matrix of this regenerating universe, right? It may seem, depending on your temperament and your environment, that there might be more death than life. But in the sum total of the universe, I think it's a balance. It's a regenerating thing. It's a regenerating system. That things die, things grow, and it's happening continuously, constantly, all around us in every moment. Okay. The microbes that I'm killing breathing are growing the cells of my body. Right now, as I sit here, this is happening. And I have no conscious control over it. I have no conscious awareness of it either. I can theorize, and if we try hard enough, or maybe if we stop trying, we can kind of feel it. And I think you can have these moments of almost a tingling sensation over your whole body. And that's life. That is the death card. The death card is the life card, right? So the process that we're involved in now is trying to accept the fact that we're in this state of life-death, of regeneration, of the growth of this beauty and love and joy and amazing, amazing life and love in the letting go of something else. And that, I think, is this person. Now, this maybe isn't a person. Maybe this is an idea, a belief. Maybe this is a relationship of a different type. Maybe it's a job, whatever it is. But there's that connection there. There's that attachment that we see there. Can someone check the last Gemini reading and see if this was a similar theme? Because I kind of feel like it's some very similar energy. But we're in this process of transformation. We're in this process of trying to focus on the life that is going to be born out of this letting go, right? The ending of something else for the beginning of something else to happen. And if we struggle against this, if we try to deny it, try to fight it, that's where the trouble arises. That's where we start to have this kind of discord and friction and disharmony. Things are out of sync with us. We're out of sync with things, maybe. And at the top of the path of the dove, we have this other court card, this Prince of Cups. It may be that this is the same person. Maybe they're a water sign after all. It could be a Scorpio, because this is the fixed water sign card. So it could be a Scorpio. Maybe this is that person. And maybe we get some mixed feelings about them. Maybe one day we think they really are in tune with us. One day we really feel that harmony. And the next day or the next moment even, we're just like, I don't know who this person is. And there's some discord there, right? So it's almost as if your perception of them is not consistent. And that's kind of confusing you. It's kind of like one day you know that this is where your Ace of Cups is, and the next day you're just like, my Ace of Cups is in the opposite direction, right? So that's conflicting. And that's where we get this Two of Swords, with this kind of conflict, this disharmony, this disunion that we feel in regards to our life, our path, our Ace of Cups as it relates to this person or this entity, this company, whatever it might be. Okay. But what do we do about that, and why do we feel this way? Why are we attached? Why are we having a difficult time, moving forward, moving toward our Ace of Cups? We can see the Ace of Cups in front of us right here. We know that it's out there in the universe for us to go find our holy grail. But there's something holding us back. There's something that maybe we're trying to figure out this, again, air and water, maybe with this person, sometimes it's water, sometimes it's love and joy and beauty, sometimes it's Ace of Cups. Then other times it's air, it's conflict, it's arguing, it's just disharmony, misunderstanding, miscommunications, right? So we've got to sort out the air and water. And we see air, water, air, and air. A lot of air to sort out. The water seems like kind of a given, like an obvious. We know what the water is. We understand it. We know what it feels like. We know we want it. We kind of know how to get there. But we got to sort through the air. The air is where the trouble really is. So that's why there's an abundance of air cards. And these air cards are a little bit difficult. I'll be honest with you. The first one is this Three of Swords. This is a history. This is something from your past that is maybe a trauma, maybe some kind of issue, something from our unconscious, some kind of archetype that is being activated through this air energy relationship with that person, or that place, or that thing, or that company, or whatever. So that relationship is triggering this in you. And this is something from your past. Okay. That's the first thing that we probably need to explore, is what is it bringing, what kind of energy, what kind of feelings is it bringing up? And where in our history do we think that feeling first arised, And this is something, of course, to explore with a mental health professional or whatever the resources are in your area. This is not, a therapy session. This is not, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not qualified to give any kind of mental health advice or anything like that. This is just some kind of practical stuff, talking about the movement of energy and how it relates to energy from any point in your history. Because the Three of Swords is the memory of past trauma that we are experiencing again here and now, either through our own investigation of self or through something from the outside triggering that memory, right? And it could be one of those memories that you're not even really aware that it's activating, But I think that's something that needs to be explored, and that's what's maybe holding us back from getting this Ace of Cups. This is the Holy Grail. This is what we're after, right? I think all of us, really, in some form. The next in the environment is the Eight of Cups here. Now, the Eight of Cups is the state of your glass being half empty. This is the state of, trying to keep the boat afloat. You're bailing out water, but it keeps filling up. As quickly as you're bailing it out, it's filling back up again, which is okay because you're not sinking, right? You're able to stay afloat. But it's so much effort. How long can you continue bailing out this water as it continues to fill up? It's perpetual. That's a process that's not going to end. And I feel like this is the situation that you're in now. You're trying to be happy, but it's almost like you're trying to just correct some of the negative feelings, some of the misery, really, the sadness, the unhappiness. You're trying to fill that boat back up, or, well, I guess that should be the opposite way around. You're trying to bail out all of this negative water energy, but more of it just keeps coming in. So we're trying to fill our life with happiness, but more of the misery kind of comes in, right? So it's this exhausting state of just trying to stay afloat, right? And this, again, is the fluctuating moods. One day seems really good, the next day seems really bad. And that's just, you're trying to find the balance to stay afloat of kind of joy and sorrow, right? Of optimism and pessimism. And so that is keeping us so busy that we're staying right here, right? So we have to kind of let that go to get to the Ace of Cups. Now, the next card is this 4. This is the resolution to kind of stop with the arguing. This is the point where enough becomes enough. This is now the state of there being nothing left to talk about, right? This is kind of a ceasefire. This is the key word here is truce. This is just saying, look, we're not going to sort this out. We're never going to see eye to eye. We're never going to be on the same page. Let's just not talk about it anymore. Let's stop trying to argue about it. Let's stop the debate, right? No more trying to convince each other or reason it out or be rational. It's just, we've tried the negotiations and it's not working. This is also the card that you don't want, right? And we don't want this because then it's as if we've accepted, we've acquiesced, we've become complacent in this situation. So staying here is bad news. Staying in this situation, calling the truce, calling the ceasefire, and that's it. Then just kind of staying in this situation is not doing you any favors because now you've just accepted the reality and you're allowing this to go on, So we don't want to stop here, and that's why this card is in this position. What we need is this 9 of Swords at the end. This is your ruthless decision-making, right? This card is ruled by Mars in Gemini. You can kind of see the planetary astrological symbols up there and down here. Mars in Gemini. So this is you really taking a stand. This is you making a decision to rip that Band-Aid off, right? No more talking. Now it's time for action. It's time for you to assert yourself and do what is right for you. In a safe, non-violent way, of course, right? But it has to be like a Band-Aid. right? None of this kind of slow, careful picking at it. Has to just come right off. That's the Mars energy in you, in your Gemini nature, right? And the Gemini nature is this decision, this kind of maybe the vacillating. It's like, I kind of want to, I kind of don't. Should I stay? Should I go? This is you deciding to rip that Band-Aid off and do it. And this is significant. This is really putting your foot down, right? This is not being, allowing yourself to be manipulated. This is not allowing any more discussion, really, right? Because we've gone through the Four of Swords. We said the time for talking is over. The time for negotiation is past, because that hasn't worked. We've sorted out this other energy. We come to understand a lot of this other energy. And now we're ready to act, right? We're ready to make a decision that I think is going to change your life. I think it's going to set you on this path to this Ace of Cups, this Holy Grail. Let's look at the mystery card. See, that I really have this feeling of empowerment with that Nine of Swords. I really like it in this case. I think it's really a strong card. But what could this card be? Maybe some more water energy. Maybe a balance. I would like to see some sort of harmony, some sort of 6 energy somewhere. Okay. Oh, we see a 3 of Cups. That's not bad. This is 1/2 of the 6 of Cups, right? So this is you finding that Holy Grail and really celebrating it, right? This is the Holy Grail. Now you've maybe not have arrived home with it yet, but you found it and you're celebrating. You understand what it is, where it is, what it feels like, and you're sharing it, you're enjoying it, you're experiencing it. Now you have to maybe take the Grail home again somewhere and settle with it and create your stable routine life. But the first step, you found it. You need to celebrate that achievement, right? So this is the joy and the elation that you feel after you've made this decision, after you've ripped the Band-Aid off and you see that your wound is healing. That's such a joyous feeling, right? The joy just from that pain being over, rip the Band-Aid off, hurts for a second, and then it's gone. That's the joy right there, right? So this is a really, really wonderful confirmation card. There's still more work to do after the 3 of Cups, but allow yourself to enjoy this moment, okay? Allow yourself that. We're going to go ahead and allow ourselves an extended reading. If you would like to stick around, and I think you should, just click on the link right up here, and that'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Gemini, but for all of the zodiac signs that we read for here. I want to thank you for listening to me talk for a half an hour. Thanks for checking out the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.